Welcome, students, to yet another class of English literature. Students, so far in your previous prose lessons, you would have identified yourself as it involves the students or the children of your age, the little girl or the lost child. Probably the lost child was a little younger than you all, and you all think right now that sometimes your parents give you unnecessary advice. You already know so much about everything and you don't need your parents' advice at all. I hope you all agree. And at times, you also think that there is some kind of a gap between you and your parents. You don't think the same way. Probably you think they are outdated. Sometimes they're harsh with you, behave like a tyrant, disciplining you, and you take that otherwise. I hope all of you have been in such kind of situations at times. Students, believe me, once you become older, you will realize the importance of whatever training your parents are giving you right now. So I hope you all understand this and listen to your parents. So students, in our class today, we are going to attempt Unit 3 from Words and Expressions workbook, right? This Unit 3 has some thought-provoking questions for you all. Let's see what are those. The story of the little girl in Beehive is about the changing attitude of a girl child towards her father. Earlier, she thought the father was a tyrant, and slowly she realized that no, it was her misconception. Actually, the father loved her the same way as the mother, only thing is he never showed it. But once she got the chance to experience that. As you are grown up now, you may want to interact with your parents on many issues. How will you go about it? I think this is very common at your age, students. There are some questions which come to your mind and you feel little uncomfortable asking to your parents. But believe it, students, please confide in them. Bring it to them. Discuss some issues. Doesn't matter. At least initiate. If they do not carry on, then it's a different thing. But at least try. This is what I think you should go about. How you should go about. Do you feel a communication gap between you and your parents which leads to unpleasantness? I think at times you feel like that. Yeah. So, how do you come out of that situation? So, you all have to reflect on these questions. They are little heavy questions, but once you get the answer of it, you will all be very relieved, believe me. So let's get on to our next text, that is reading comprehension, text 1. I want all of you to read it very carefully and then we will discuss the answers that follow. I hope all of you have read the passage very carefully. Now let's get on to the questions. Our first question is, why was Scout little girl upset? Why do you think? Yeah, you got it right. She didn't want to stop reading with her father. She wanted her father more than the teacher. You all agree? Then how did Atticus, her father, react to her outburst? He very nicely attended to her. He was patient, right? What little advice did Atticus give to his little girl to cope with situations that might upset her? I guess this is the advice given to by all the parents. That is to try and see from the other person's point of view also, because it's at the same, you have to put yourself in the other's shoes, then only you'll realize whether you are at fault or the other one is, right? Next one. How was the matter eventually resolved? Finally, Atticus agreed to continue reading as before. I'm afraid our activities would be received with considerable disapprobation by the more learned authorities. In this context, the word disapprobation might mean disapproval. Nobody would like to do that. They may take it otherwise, right? Now find the contextual meaning of reinforce in the passage. It means to strengthen, right? Now the next text is a very beautiful poem at 39. You have to read the poem and then we will get on with the question answers. I want you all to read with me. Poem at 39. I wish he had not been so tired when I was born, writing deposit slips and checks. I think of him. He taught me how. This is the form. He must have said, the way it is done. I learned to see bits of paper as a way to escape the life he knew. And even in high school, had a savings account. He taught me that telling the truth did not always mean a beating, though many of my truths must have grieved him. Before the end, how I miss my father. He cooked like a person dancing in a yoga meditation and craved the voluptuous sharing of good food. Now I look and cook just like him, my brain light, tossing this and that into the pot, seasoning none of my life the same way twice, happy to feed whosoever strays my way. He would have grown to admire the woman I've become, cooking, writing, chopping wood, staring into the fire. By Alice Walker. I hope all of you have understood the poem. Now let's attempt the questions. What made Alice Walker open a savings account in high school? Why do you think? Probably the father wanted the daughter to be self-dependent so that when she had to go and manage to the hostel and manage her accounts, she would be at ease easily doing all those things, right? Now, what lesson did her father give on telling the truth? What do you think? Why did the father ask her to confront the truth than to hide it at any cost? Because it's better to have a clear conscience and confide than to hide the truth and continue to have a sense of guilt. I think here you will all agree. Your parents have also must have at times given you this advice. Why to hide something and always have a heavy heart with you, which will keep you worrying throughout your life? Take the right answer. What does dancing in yoga meditation mean in the poem? To cook relaxedly and with full concentration, because he was a good cook. So anyone who is a disturbed person cannot cook well. You all agree with that. Fill in the blank to complete the following statement. Alice Walker becomes nostalgic for her father and wishes, had he been alive, he would have admired her for her ability of happily managing her life all by herself. You will agree? Why do you think the title of the poem is Poem at 39? Very easy. Probably the writer or the poetess is at 39. She's 39 years of age and is missing her father immensely as she has come out as a success. She's just the same as her father, right? Yeah. Students, you also would have come across the fun fact. They're very nice ones. The first one is an idiom, egg on one's face. It means be embarrassing, feeling foolish. And the other one is very interesting, contradictory proverbs. The best things in life are free, and the contradictory proverb is there's no such thing as free lunch. Another example, birds of a feather flock together. And the other one, which is just the opposite of that, opposites attract. I hope you all have some examples. So this is the homework for you. Try to find out some 4 or 5 contradictory proverbs, right? And we'll discuss that in the next session. Fine. Bye then.